Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up on the news, more schools could be joining the Big Ten. Lauren will have all the details.
Plus, women from across the Midwest share their stories of abortion.
Also, before the holiday weekend even begins, fireworks are being blamed for causing a house fire here in the capital city. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're going to have much more on those stories in a moment, but first, some sad news. One person was killed in Lincoln this afternoon.
It happened after a tree fell on a house near 27th and Mance Avenue. That's just north of Van Dorn. Channel 8's Yosef Nasser joins us live from the scene with the latest. Yosef?
Sad and shocking news here, Rod and Megan, just north of Van Dorn Street. I want to give you the very latest. We can confirm that a person was killed after a tree collapsed on a chimney, and that chimney fell into the home. We were told that the death occurred upon impact. What you should know about the area right now, they just cut down the yellow tape. Trees are being moved as they're working to clean up the area. A few cars moved out of the area. And as I mentioned, this yellow tape was just cut, so we were able to get a closer look. I want you to take a look at the trees and then the chimney. You can see they are still very much working to clean up this area. Dozens of emergency personnel on hand. The call came in at just after 1 o'clock a.m., or not a.m., p.m., excuse me. Several fire trucks, an ambulance, and a chaplain arrived on scene here just north of Van Dorn Street. 27th is closed from Sheridan to Bradford for about 2 more hours now is what we've been told. And as you can see right now, they are cleaning up the area. Now, we don't understand what caused the collapse of the tree, but we will give you more information. We're going to be back here at 6 o'clock and give you any more information that we get. Still a very active scene, as you can see, as emergency crews are cleaning up the debris from the fallen tree and still working on this area. Here north of Van Dorn, Yosef Nasser, Channel 8 News.
Yosef, thank you very much for that live report. And of course, we will continue to bring these developing details to you as we learn them throughout the newscast if possible, but of course online and on our social media as well. Now to new details involving a fire that happened late last night just north of Roper Park. The cause of fire was because of fireworks.
The 2-alarm fire was at a townhome near 7th and Benton. That's up in the Belmont neighborhood. There was damage to both the inside and outside of a couple of homes there. They're in a row. Battalion Chief Mark Majors explained to us late last night what crews were up against.
Crews were dispatched to a report of a fence on fire that was burning up close to a duplex. As you can see behind us, the fire actually got into the south side of the duplexes and burned up the side, causing extensive damage to at least 2 of the units. There's 6 units total that are connected all together, and 2 of the middle units were affected.
Majors credits the firefighters for their hard work and quick response times. No one was injured in this fire, and a few pets did make it out safely. The investigation is ongoing. As Lincoln prepares for its own fireworks season to begin, our fire department is offering tips to protect you and your loved ones from injuries.
Reports show that burns make up 41% of treatments in emergency rooms around the 4th of July. LFR recommends keeping water near where you're lighting off fireworks. Give your kids noisemakers and party poppers instead of actual fireworks. Do not relight a fuse that did not go off, and hose down fireworks after they go off. And of course, as always, have fun and be safe. Excuse me. Turning to sports now, it's been a hot topic all day today.
That's right. 2 Pac-12 schools could be making the move to the Big Ten. A lot of people are talking about it. Channel 8's Lauren Michelson, she has been following this all day. She joins us here in the studio to tell us more about this potential move. Lauren?
Yeah, Rod and Meg, Pac-12 conference schools USC and UCLA are planning to leave the Pac-12 for the Big Ten Conference as early as 2024, according to ESPN and the Associated Press, first reported by John Wilner of the Mercury News. This move is not yet confirmed, but it is considered imminent, according to ESPN. For this move to happen, both schools would have to let the Pac-12 know their intentions to leave. USC and UCLA would also have to formally apply to the Big Ten. It's also not clear whether the schools would join the Big Ten in all sports or just in football, and men's basketball, according to the Mercury News. This comes almost 1 year after Texas and Oklahoma announced their decision to leave the Big 12 for the SEC conference last July, creating a 16-team powerhouse league. The Big Ten getting USC and UCLA would provide the Big Ten and its major network Fox with a 16-team league as well. While there's been no comment from the Big Ten yet, we will continue to update this developing news on the air and on our website, klkntv.com.
All right, a lot to work out with that. So, Lauren, thank you for getting us updated. All right, other news now from Washington. The Supreme Court says President Biden can end Trump-era Remain in Mexico immigration policy.
The decision comes as Republicans have repeatedly slammed the Biden administration for its handling of immigration. ABC's Alexis Christoforous has more.
A high court win for President Biden. In a 5-4 opinion, the Supreme Court ruling the White House is allowed to end the Remain in Mexico policy put in place by former President Trump. That rule had forced those seeking asylum to the U.S. to stay in Central America until their cases could be heard. The ruling comes a day after 4 men were charged in a suspected migrant smuggling incident that took the lives of 53 people trapped in the sweltering heat of a tractor trailer in San Antonio. Texas Governor Greg Abbott blames Biden's border policies for the tragedy and has promised tougher state checkpoints.
DPS will create and implement a checkpoint strategy beginning immediately where they will begin targeting trucks like the one that was used where these people perished.
In a statement, the White House has emphasized its efforts to launch an anti-smuggling campaign, saying the U.S. and its partners have made over 2,400 arrests related to human smuggling in 3 months. Residents of San Antonio gathered this week for a candlelight vigil to pay tribute to the lives lost. Jessica Azua migrated to the U.S. as a teenager.
I came here when I was 14 years old in an 18-wheeler as well, and I passed out from the heat. So this heat, I was lucky that I woke up.
Today's immigration ruling was the last for retiring Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer.
That I will faithfully and impartially,
who swore in his former law clerk, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, as the nation's first black female justice. Ketanji Brown Jackson joins 3 women, Justices Sonia Sotomayor, Elena Kagan, and Amy Coney Barrett. The first time 4 women will serve together on the 9-member court. In New York, Alexis Christoforous, ABC News.
After the Supreme Court ruling on Roe v. Wade, the future of abortion in the U.S. and here in Nebraska is in question.
Today, Planned Parenthood held a virtual panel featuring women who wanted to share their abortion stories.
I still deal with the mental and emotional repercussions of the trauma of having to work so hard to end a pregnancy that I wanted.
Stories are not the same. More from what was said today coming up on our newscast at 6 o'clock.
Time now for a check of our weather, and boy, it's hot and windy today, Rusty.
Yeah, summer is in full force right now, and we're going to see the temperatures eventually cool off, and you might even see me. Hey, there I am. The temperatures are going to cool off as soon as a cold front rolls through, but first we got to get past this heat and humidity that's out there right now. A nice looking day with a mixture of clouds and sun. It's just kind of hot out there. Now we'll look at the satellite and radar first because there is a chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms. Nothing out there really yet. There is a few just light rain showers south of Hastings and then off towards North Platte, but overall just anywhere from partly to mostly cloudy skies for a good portion of eastern Nebraska and really the entire state of Nebraska. But it's hot out there, 94 degrees in the capital city, 96 in Beatrice. You factor in these dew points that are a little higher than they were yesterday, 60s and 70s, a 70-degree dew point in Aurora, 64 in Lincoln, 64 in Beatrice, so you get a heat index that is in the triple digits in some spots, like Friend at 100 degrees for that dew point, 99 in Beatrice, it's at 96 in Lincoln. The wind has died down. Finally, it was up there earlier today, but it has since just died down to around 5 to 10 or 15 miles per hour. So a little bit of good news there to go along with all that heat and humidity. As we head through tonight, we'll see those temperatures drop, and they should stay down there too. The upper 60s by early tomorrow morning, and wait until you see the forecast high for tomorrow. We're going to knock off almost 20 degrees from today. So we'll take a look at that in just a few minutes.
I like it. I like hearing that. All right. Thank you, Rusty. Well, it's no secret the price of fuel is high. AAA reports the national average is almost $5.
And it not only hurts us, but also hurts those in need. Nonprofits in Omaha are cutting back to meet the high cost of fuel and food. Isabella Basco tells us how.
As you drive, you see people that makes you appreciate what you have and makes you understand how humble you should be.
Mike Kowalczyk is a volunteer with the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, Omaha. He helps with the Holy Family Pantry, driving and delivering lunches to the streets.
This is kind of the route of the haves and the have-nots, going through the middle of Creighton University and then drive into some of the spots where you drop lunches.
He admits high food prices have slimmed down what they can serve, delivering smaller portions.
They've had to go from 3 lunches out on the street to people to down to 2, just because there's more people out there and there's less to go around. So people see that.
The Society of St. Vincent de Paul has a van that goes out 5 days a week to deliver food. The organization normally spends $900 a month on fuel, but the most recent purchase was $2,700, and it has a dramatic impact on their ability to serve.
It's wearing to wonder, because we do depend on donations, and we know that our donors are affected as well, and so their ability to help us diminishes.
Executive Director Marty Smith says their food budgets have also increased. Already they've spent $20,000 more than they are used to. Another organization feeling the effects of inflation and high fuel prices is Meals on Wheels. They're paying at least 8% more on food.
We have noticed with our food vendor, and it's no fault of their own, their raw food costs are increasing, and so we had to, negotiate an increase in rate mid-contract just so that we could make sure that we would be able to continue to have meals for our clients.
Still, these financially strapped times motivate good-hearted volunteers to help out even more.
It's nice to be out talking to people at the door and on the street, looking them in the eye and make them understand that there's people that care about them.
And coming up on the news here, the January 6th House Select Committee ramping up its investigation
as they continue to subpoena those close to former President Trump. We'll be right back.
Now is the time to transform your home. It's time for new energy-efficient replacement windows from Champion. Right now, every Comfort 365 window style is 40% off.
At Champion, we make buying new windows easy. Unlike some other companies, we control every step of the process. We design, build, install, and guarantee it for life.
Upgrade your home and get 40% off all styles. Call now or go online to book your free estimate at getchampionwindows.com.
It's Supreme Spa and Pool's 4th of July sale. Get great deals now through July 4th weekend. Wellness, Bullfrog, and Stealth Spas. In stock, ready for immediate delivery. Cash and carry hot tubs from $39.99. Above ground pool packages as low as $33 per month. In-ground pools starting at $29.99. Stealth, semi-in-ground as low as $98 per month. Our 4th of July sale at Supreme Spa and Pool.com.
Extreme Crazy Cracker with super prices and a huge selection in every tent. You'll get more for your money with Extreme Crazy Cracker. 15% discount for all military and first responders. Go extreme, be extreme with Extreme Crazy Cracker.
Crazy Cracker. Being a Lincoln original, we get what others don't. The Scarlet and Cream. Snacks for the big game. Pepperoni and cream cheese pizza. 2-finger waves. Buying corn off the bed of a pickup. Riding trails around town with family. We Nebraskans are proud of our local habits. Thank you for making us one of them. Fueling Lincoln for over 60 years.
You stop at You Stop.
H&H is the place to call for all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs.
If your roof is damaged or simply needs an upgrade, H&H has you covered. Don't sit on a waiting list. Call us and get your roof fixed now.
H&H Roofing, we've got you covered.
The new GMC Sierra. Premium and capable. That's professional grade. New GMC vehicles arriving weekly at your local dealers. Available for immediate delivery with 0% financing.
Visit these Central Nebraska GMC dealers. Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you by Menards.
Own the outdoors with Master Force Power Equipment. Hurry in and save 11% on all Master Force at Menards. Take on heavy-duty dirt and debris with Master Force electric pressure washers. Whether you're removing deep-seated stains or washing down your vehicle, Master Force electric pressure washers have the versatility, portability, and power you need to make short work of any job. Save 11% on all Master Force pressure washers now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The January 6th House Select Committee today meeting with the former Labor Secretary behind closed doors.
The panel investigating whether President Trump's cabinet members thought about invoking the 25th Amendment to remove Trump from office following the deadly Capitol attack. ABC's M. Nguyen has more from Washington.
The January 6th House Select Committee ramping up its investigation, this time meeting with President Trump's former Labor Secretary Eugene Scalia. Several sources reportedly recalled Scalia meeting with top officials right after the Capitol riot, suggesting someone should talk to then-President Trump about resigning. Republican Vice Chair Liz Cheney saying future hearings will look into the actions of Trump's cabinet after the riot.
You will hear about members of the Trump cabinet discussing the possibility of invoking the 25th Amendment and replacing the President of the United States.
It comes as Trump escalates his attacks against Cassidy Hutchinson, the aide to his former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, on Newsmax.
She's making up stories like one after another.
Cheney and other members have deemed her testimony credible. Hutchinson said she was told by the deputy chief of staff that Trump got angry when told he couldn't drive to the Capitol on January 6, even allegedly lunging at the Secret Service agent who was behind the wheel.
Mr. Trump then used his free hand to lunge towards Bobby Engel.
Trump disputing those claims.
But the craziest of all was that I tried to commandeer a car with Secret Service agents telling them to take us down to the Capitol. It was totally false.
Anonymous Secret Service agents also refuting Hutchinson's allegations of what happened in the vehicle and saying they are willing to testify. In an exclusive interview with ABC's John Carl, Cheney says she welcomes their testimony.
They have an obligation to testify truthfully to the committee, as does anybody else.
The panel has now subpoenaed former White House counsel Pat Cipollone. Sources say he and the committee are engaged in negotiations over terms of his potential testimony. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Now, your Storm Alert Team Forecast from Nebraska's trusted news source.
Good news, bad news out there today. The good news, the bad news first. It was hot out there today. 94 in the capital city, 96 in Beatrice. These are the high temperatures so far. We may still get up 1 or 2 more degrees in some spots. So that's kind of the bad news. The good news is 4th of July is right around the weekend. So I decided, right around the corner. So I decided to do the 4th of July weekend here, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. A chance here and there for a scattered shower or thunderstorm. Won't be an all-day rain event kind of thing, but timing will be key, of course. Temperatures only 84 on Saturday, 89 on Sunday, then back into the 90s as we head towards the 4th of July. So that's a quick look at your 4th of July forecast. Let's take a quick look outside right now. 84th and O, Southeast Community College. A little bit of haze, kind of, some clouds, some temperatures that are way too high. 94 degrees, 96 in Beatrice, 89, one of the cooler spots in Aurora. We should be at 89 right now for this time of year, but we're about 5 or 6 degrees warmer than that. And the dew point increased. Warned you yesterday that those drier dew points were coming to an end, and sure enough today, 50s, 60s, and even a 70 in Aurora for the dew point. So it's sticky out there. 100 is what it feels like with that heat index in Friend, 96 in Lincoln. almost 100 in Beatrice at 99 degrees. The good news, also some more good news, the wind has died down finally. Boy, it was blowing around yesterday. Good portion of the day today it was out there, but it has since died off. And so there you go, at least the wind has died off. Mostly clear, mostly cloudy skies out there right now. A couple of showers between Red Cloud and Hastings. We'll zoom out and see if there's anything else. Not really. Trying to move into southwestern Nebraska, just southwest of North Platte, moving out of northeastern Colorado. Lots of cloud cover though, but there's a chance we could see some scattered showers and thunderstorms. This is 10 p.m. Cold front's going to kind of swing through, showers and thunderstorms in front of it and around it. Notice that kind of pushes through as we head through the overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. Some heavy rain going to be possible in the southeastern corner of the state. Then a scattered shower here, a thunderstorm there. This is early Friday morning. Everything kind of quiets down, and then we get another chance for some thunderstorms as we head into Friday night into Saturday morning. Along the border here and also off to the north and west, they're kind of all over the place. There's just no sense of direction with these storms that kind of pop up over here and then over here. Frontal boundary moves through. So there's no real, this is kind of good. No organization means the severe weather threat is lower, but it also means timing will be all over the place. More scattered showers and thunderstorms by early Saturday morning, generally south of us. That could make its way into southeastern Nebraska as we head through the morning hours on Saturday. And then more showers and thunderstorms out there by Saturday afternoon. Some more try to come our way as we head into Saturday night. Those kind of fizzle away. So the key here, that was a whole lot. And there was no real direction with those storms, so just keep an eye on things as we head through the weekend. Now as we head through tonight into tomorrow morning, the best chance for heavy rain will be south of Interstate 80. If you go any further north, they kind of fizzle out fairly quickly. Tonight, temperatures in the upper 60s, highs. Tomorrow, wow, look at that, lower 80s with a little bit of an east-northeast wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour. So that rain chance tonight, 68 degrees, and then much cooler on Friday, 82 degrees. And the 7-day forecast is all over the place, and so is the 10-day forecast. Temperatures in the lower and middle 80s for Friday and Saturday, upper 80s on Sunday, and then back into the 90s as we head towards the 4th of July into Tuesday and Wednesday, and we continue with the 90s for quite a while after that. A lot of unsettled weather out there, lots of chances for showers and thunderstorms. Hopefully, if you need the rain, you get it when you want the rain.
Absolutely. All right, thank you very much, Rusty. A terrible day on Wall Street. The Dow falling 254 points. NASDAQ also down about 150. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
Tonight, after a blockbuster session, it's Justice Breyer's last day on the Supreme
We want to take a moment here and recap our top story. Just a tragic accident happening this afternoon in South Lincoln. A tree fell on a house, hitting a chimney, and a man inside the house was killed. This happened near 27th and Mance Avenue. That's just north of Van Dorn.
Yeah, and what you're looking at here right now is a live look. Yosef Nasser is still on the scene for us. Obviously a very active scene still. Those details are still pretty limited of how exactly the collapse happened and how the man died, of course, as well as his identity. A lot is still unknown. So we'll have a reporter on the scene there. And LFR did say that to expect the streets in that area to be blocked off for about another 2 hours. So if you can avoid the area, please do so.
All right, and again, as mentioned, Megan mentioned, we'll have the very latest in a live report coming up at 6 o'clock. And as always, we're updating our social media sites on something like this. All right, let's get a recap of our weather with Rusty.
Yeah, temperatures are pretty hot out there right now, but things are going to cool off as a cold front sweeps through, gives us a chance for rain tonight into early tomorrow morning, and then it'll feel much better around here. In fact, 82 degrees for a high tomorrow. That's many degrees cooler than we were today. Northeast wind at 5 to 15, that chance for showers and thunderstorms in the morning. Then again, late Friday night into early Saturday morning, another chance on Sunday. There's chances just about every day you look as we head through the 4th of July holiday.
All right, thank you, Rusty, and thank you all for joining us.
World News is next. See you back here at 6 o'clock.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
Okay, hi. What's the occasion, Fancy Pants? Ah, that fancy DQ caramel fudge cheesecake blizzard is the occasion. DQ, happy taste.
Close